Good morning, Miss CG. Happy Wednesday. Whoa. Good morning, Miss Anna Island. Good morning, Miss Janicia. Good morning, Miss Nikki. Good morning, Miss Donna. Good morning, Miss Takira. Good morning, Miss T. Miller. Happy Wednesday, ladies. I turn around. Turn around. Everybody. Y'all remember that song? Y'all probably too young. Happy Wednesday. Oh, happy birthday. Happy 27th. Oh, these kids just getting old. They're getting old on us. Yesterday was the first day of school, y'all. I'm so happy. School's back in session. But that being said, uh, Pork Chop, I don't know what time he's going to get here. It's sometimes around 7:30, 7:20. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with the lesson about 7:03. Okay, so if you don't catch it in the morning, because I usually, dilly-dally until about 7:10. It's not the summer anymore. I can't do that. Because Pork Chop be on it. Sometimes he be asleep, but a lot of times he don't be asleep. Okay, and baby, I have Pork Chop all day, and it is a lot. I'm not used to having a toddler. He's very busy. Between him and a puppy, Lord help me, pray for me, y'all. But anyway, yes, I was off, Miss Nikki. Uh, you probably missed it, but I took like a week and a half off. So today is the first day back. Hello, Miss Monica. Happy Wednesday. So I'm going to be getting started, but you can always catch the replay. Okay. Good morning, Miss Valika. Happy Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday. Y'all know I was thrown off yesterday. I don't know why. I was like, I'm like, I thought I was supposed to be on. So we're gonna get started pretty quickly. It's the Miss Nikki. I think it's Takira's daughter. I am excellent. I hope that you are too. I started the Daniel fast yesterday. Yesterday went well. We'll see how today goes. But I know with God's help I can do it. But I love it because it's gonna help me, not just the spiritual aspect. I miss me said baby. I miss saying that. Not just the spiritual aspect, but these sugar cravings. Your girl's just, I have not been doing good on my eating at all. So this is gonna help get me right. This is gonna help get me right. Cause sugar, me and sugar is not good at all. Miss Vicky, no worries. I just making sure you knew. So yeah, I missed y'all. I really did. Girl, I know what you mean, honey, because when I tell y'all, I be like this all the time. I really need to make an eye doctor appointment. Hey, Ash. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Baby, when they say stuff start getting, you know, and listen, I don't know where Riley is getting this from, but she has become this little soft-spoken woman, young lady, and I can't hear her. And I had to tell her, baby, I need you to speak up. Okay, I need you to speak up. I cannot hear you. I cannot hear you. So, yeah. I can't hear, I can't see. She just speaks. What? I got mad on the other day. I mean, not mad, but I was just like, what? I need you to talk up. Your mama can't hear, okay? You got the old version of your mama. Your other siblings, they got the younger version. But you got the old version, okay? Hello, Miss Crystal. Happy Wednesday. Right? Speak up. Me and my husband, we'd be like, Riley, you got to speak up. We cannot hear you. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. So our devotional today, the Lord brought me this because he knew I needed it. Our devotional, and excuse the thumbs, I did a lot of chopping yesterday and I chopped into my press on, so I was like, let me just take them off. Good morning, Miss Gail. Good morning, Miss Lisa, honey. Happy Wednesday, ladies. The devotional is don't be miserable before it's time. Okay? Don't be miserable before it's time. I have my scans next week. Y'all send a prayer up for me, please, because prayer helps. But I have my blood work Monday, and it always makes me very anxious and nervous, and I try not to be. I do trust in God, and I know whatever the outcome of said tests are, he's in control. I do understand that. I do know whatever he's done for me, he can do it again if that's his will, and all of the things. However, it doesn't stop the feelings, right? Because I'm human. I'm a human being. That was a very traumatic experience for me, and I it's something I don't want to go through again, if it can be helped. So, I've just been really anxious and probably really, really on edge and all of the things. And I was scrolling through. I had my blood work Monday. My blood work always comes back abnormal, just because. But you know, it comes back, and I'm reading through the results, and I'm like, okay, and still just my nerves. I'm anxious. Good morning, Miss Michelle. Happy Wednesday. My nerves. Good morning, Miss Natasha. Happy Wednesday. We are glad to have you back. I'm glad to be back. All of the things, right? All the feels and everything. And I said, let me just get off of, stop looking at this. And went on Instagram, and a lady that I've been following for her energy hacks and things like that, she had a reel, and she said, don't be miserable before it's time. And it was so good what she said that I wrote it down in my journal. So let me read it to you. She had 2 videos on it, but this one really stuck to me. I wrote it in my journal. Thank you, Miss Miss. Thank y'all for the prayers. But it says, you're not in pain. You're reliving what already ended, or you're bracing for what hasn't happened yet. And I was like, oh. And every time you rehearse disaster, you suffer twice. Once in fear, and once if it actually ever happens. Don't be miserable before it's time. And that's Laura Catella. I follow her on Instagram. But what she said was so true. You are not in pain. You're only reliving the past, or you are bracing yourself for something that hasn't even happened yet, right? For something that hasn't even happened yet. And you end up suffering twice. Once now, and once if it happens. You don't even know if it's gonna happen, but you already over here suffering, right? So don't be miserable before it's time. So I thought that would be a good excuse me. I thought that would be a good devotional for us to start with. So the core scripture is Matthew 6:34, which we've read before. It's my little Bible. It's Matthew 6:34. It says, "Don't worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will bring its own worries. Today's trouble is enough for today." Okay? It's enough for today. Each day has enough trouble of its own. So why are we worried about tomorrow? Right? Good morning, Miss Carolyn. Happy Wednesday. Good to see you. Thank y'all for the prayers. So, how often do we ruin today by living in tomorrow's problems? We imagine the worst outcomes, rehearse painful conversations, and prepare for battles that may never come. We let fear and frustration run ahead of us, and in doing so, we trade the peace of this moment for anxiety about one that hasn't even arrived. When you're miserable before it's time, you live in a prison you built yourself. The enemy loves this. He knows he doesn't even have to bring trouble today if he can make you believe it's already here. But Jesus tells us to stay in today, to live in the present moment. So important. Tomorrow will come soon enough, and when it does, God will give us new grace for it. God has a storehouse of peace, strength, and wisdom, but He releases it daily. And this is so good because I've been going back to church, and not this past Sunday, but the Sunday before last, our pastor talked about daily bread. And he said that you have to trust God daily, right? And he started talking about how God, rained down manna from heaven for the Israelites. And I'm not saying that right, but they every day they were supposed to go out and gather the manna, and they weren't supposed to gather more than what they needed for that day, because he was teaching them to trust him daily, that he was going to provide daily. And it's the same thing here. He gives us peace, he gives us strength, he gives us wisdom. The word says he gives us grace and mercy fresh every day, every morning, right? And I guess we never really thought about that. Like, we're not running on yesterday's grace and mercy. We get a fresh amount every day. But we got to keep trusting him for that, right? The name of the name of the sermon was "It Will Be There in the Morning," the miracle of the daily bread. And he says, God will never give you a life where he is not necessary, right? Yes. Let's see. What did he say? It says, don't let tomorrow's worries rob you of today's miracles, right? Faith isn't about hoarding miracles. It's about trusting that God will do it again tomorrow. God gives you exactly what you need for exactly where you are. Yeah, so I wrote down some points from the sermon. But anyway, you don't get tomorrow's grace today because you don't need it yet. Worry tries to make you spend tomorrow's grace before you've even stepped into the need for it, leaving you feeling empty and overwhelmed. And that's exactly what it does. Worrying robs us. Worrying was robbing me of whatever was going on today, because let me tell you something, you cannot get that moment back. That is the one thing that you cannot do. You cannot buy time. You cannot get it back. You can't get a refund. Now, God can do a lot in a little time. He can redeem your time, but you cannot get back what is gone as far as time is concerned. And you are robbing yourself of the joy of being in the present moment about whatever is going on at the present time by worrying about something that hasn't even happened yet. Speaking for myself. So our affirmation is, I refuse to let imagined troubles steal today's peace. God's grace is enough for this day, and I will walk in it fully. When you really think about it, it's so silly. You are hyping yourself up about something that hasn't even occurred. How many times do we do that? Like, how silly is that? And then knowing what we know about God, why would I even, knowing what I know about God, what he's done for me, what he continues to do for me daily, why would I even get myself upset, right? Absolutely. Here's a good journal prompt. What thoughts or worries are pulling me into tomorrow before it's time? How can I choose to trust God with them and live in today instead? Here's an action step. When a worry about the future comes today, stop and pray. Lord, I trust you with this. I receive the grace for today and leave tomorrow in your hands. Stop picking up tomorrow. Stop picking it up out his hands. Listen, if you ain't noticed, I've noticed. The older I get, the quicker time goes, right? Today is going to disappear like that. Before I know it, I'll be climbing back in my bed, going to bed, right? So why am I going to waste it? Why am I going to waste the little time I have today? I'm not going to keep doing that. Shift your focus to something you can be grateful for right now. And that really helps. Writing in my journal, thinking about what happened today, what I'm grateful for today, all of those things, it really helps. He says, you should come to him, he will give us rest. We should really learn to trust him all the way. I'm definitely rich for it. Amen. So how can a feminine woman of faith avoid being miserable before it's time? So you can remain soft, joyful, and rooted in God's peace. Stay in today's grace, okay? Truth. God gives grace daily like manna in the wilderness, Exodus 16. You don't get tomorrow's portion today. An action. Each morning pray, Lord, I receive the grace for this day. I trust you with the rest. Keep your to-do list short enough to actually complete so you don't carry unfinished guilt into tomorrow. And I think that that's perfect. You know, we make these long to-do lists, and I have a running to-do list in my planner on the sidebar. I like to keep a to-do list of everything I'd like to get done. But through the week, I write little things. Sometimes I write my to-do list after it's already been done, okay? So I can just check it off. Sometimes that's just what it is. Like I'm just recalling these are the things that I've done. Okay, that was done, that was done. Okay, well, maybe I didn't get to that part, but I can check it off, right? On tomorrow. I think that that is a good practice to stop overwhelming ourselves with things that we know we can't accomplish. It's okay to keep like a running list, like I said, for the week, or maybe even for the month. For the month of August, these are the things I want to accomplish. However, bogging yourself down with trying to complete all of these things and all of these tasks every day it's just going to overwhelm you, and it's just going to frustrate you, okay? Overwhelm you and frustrate you, and you don't need that. You don't need that. Refuse to marinate in what ifs. Okay, that's me. Truth. Worry rehearses pain that hasn't happened. It's an emotional tax with no return. I love that. An action. When what if thoughts come, write them down and answer with a faith statement. An example is, what if I fail? And then Romans 8:28 says, God works all things for my good. Okay, so even if you feel like you failed, something in that is working out for your good. And I truly always believe that. If you've ever talked to me, I will say everything is working out for your highest good. Hold on, y'all. Make sure pork chop. Yeah. I always say everything is working out for your highest good. And that means even the bad things. If I hadn't been through cancer and everything that I went through, the breakup, all of that stuff, I would never be where I am at today, I don't think. I don't think that would have been my path, right? Even though those things were hard, very, very hard, the cancer, very hard, it got me to where I am today. It strengthened my faith in God. It let me know that He was ultimately in control, right? So, yeah. Replace speculation with declaration, okay? Practice feminine presence in the moment. Truth. A soft feminine spirit thrives when she's attentive to the present, not racing ahead in her mind. Okay? We always talk about that. Sorry, y'all. We always talk about that, being present in the moment, slowing down, not trying to rush, not trying to hurry. When we do that, we frustrate ourselves, we overwhelm ourselves, we overstimulate ourselves, our nervous systems are up here. Slow down and just enjoy the moment that you are in. Okay? We trip ourselves up when we get caught in the worry of the future. And we really have to, if we say that, and again, don't get me wrong, because I understand, because your girl is a human being just like everyone else. um, when we say that, we have this faith in God, that we trust Him, that we surrender, and all of that stuff, then what are we worried for? What are we truly worried for? If we trust God with the way that we say we trust Him, if we've surrendered, if we've really let go and put everything in His hands, what do we have to be worried about? What do we really have to be worried about? Nothing. Nothing. And I know that's easier said than done. Please, like I said, this came about because the girl been worried. She been stressed. She been anxious. But honestly, we don't have to be. That's something that we put on ourselves, right? That's something that we do to ourselves, and we gotta stop. We gotta stop. Use sensory grounding, like lighting a candle, noticing a scent, feeling the softness of your robe, sipping your tea slowly. Remind your nervous system that right now you are safe and cared for. Slow down. Take in your surroundings. Really pay attention. Again, like feeling this soft robe, just really embracing myself. Like I always tell y'all, if you need it, tell yourself, I feel safe. I'm safe. I'm safe with God. I'm safe with God. All of those things will help you to kind of push past that worry and that stress. Excuse me. Limit voices that stir anxiety. A woman's heart can be stirred toward peace or panic depending on what she allows in. I tell y'all, or I share with y'all all the time that I have a curated Instagram. Okay, that's my season planner Instagram. I get on there and it's everything that I love, right? Planner stuff, some stuff talking about femininity, some cooking stuff, some art stuff, all of those things that bring me joy, that I like to look at, that I'm interested in. Ain't no shade room on there. Ain't no spiritual word, ain't no ABC news, all of that. I don't have all of that on there because I don't want to see that. Okay. I make sure that I curate what I want to see. Okay. I suggest you do the same, because when you get on that Instagram and or Facebook or TikTok and you start scrolling and then you start hearing about something, and then the next thing you know, you're going down that rabbit hole, and now you start thinking these thoughts, that some stuff you ain't never thought about before. Okay? Never, ever, ever. Like stuff that don't even affect you. And now you checking for it. You know what I'm saying? Stop. You bringing that on yourself. It's just what it is. You bringing it on yourself. You're letting the devil come in through your social media feed and bring on worry and stress that was never there before. And you have the power to control that. You have the power to curate that. So do that, right? During seasons of temptation to worry, reduce your news intake and your negative social media and conversations with people who thrive on drama. And you know who they are in your life, okay? A lot of times when I am going through things, I get really, really quiet. And it's not to like isolate anyone, but I know me, I can start talking about something, and if I talk to the right person, we could be going on and on and on and on and on and on and on about this thing. And I don't need that, right? So I will get quiet. I will keep to myself. I will pray. I will get in my Bible and all of those things, okay? Because I I don't I am not against you sharing things with people, but we have to use discernment with the people that we share things with, right? So it's true. I got real sad after overhearing 3 minutes of yeah. I stopped watching the news years ago, probably. Mm, so when I would be pregnant, your girl's like, I'm already a person that can watch like a commercial and cry, but it would be 10 times worse when I was pregnant. Okay, it didn't matter. It could be a happy story, a sad story. It did not matter. So I had to stop watching the news. I had to, because I would just be in tears. Like, it would just be like, it would be so bad that I know this is funny, but my ex-husband, his aunt, she had a really bad stroke, and so she doesn't talk. Like, she just like makes sounds. And so we were at my mother-in-law's, my former mother-in-law's house one time. I think I was pregnant with Patty. So this was years ago. And we were sitting down and we started watching the news, and baby, when the tears just started flowing, sometimes I get loud when I cry. Baby, I looked up. His aunt was cracking up. She was like, she was cracking up. She was like, oh my God. She was looking at me like, girl. And yeah, after that, I stopped watching the news. I don't watch the news like that because it makes me sad. I mean, there are happy stories on the news, and I'm grateful for that, but a lot of them make me sad. But the happy stuff make me cry too. But anyway, yeah, pay attention. Pay attention to what you're watching. These eye gates and these ear gates, you got to start guarding them. This heart gate, you got to start guarding them and guarding them, and everything doesn't need to go into them. Replace with scripture audio, worship music, or uplifting conversation. Anchor yourself in God's promises. Okay, get out your little God's promise book. I know we all have one. I think mine is in the house. Get out that little God's promise book and start going through them promises, baby. That'll get you right. Faith comes by hearing the word, Romans 10:17. Fear comes by hearing the enemy's lies. Keep a peace arsenal. Love this. 3 to 5 scriptures written in a journal or your mirror. If you knew me back in the day, you knew I used to have all kind of stuff on my mirror, all kind of affirmations and scriptures. When fear about the future comes, speak them aloud until your heart agrees. Okay? Romanticize the present. God made beauty for our enjoyment, even in small things. Create simple daily pleasures. A bouquet on your table, soft music while you cook, wearing a pretty dress at home, so that the joy of now outweighs the imagined trouble of fear. As feminine women of faith, take time to slow down and recognize the beauty that is around you, okay? And I mean everything. When you do that, when you focus on those things, it really does help you stay present and grounded in the moment and not worried about tomorrow. This simple as, I love this charm. It's super cute. I love strawberries. I love this leather. It feels so good. The strawberries are so detailed. I love the little detail of the coach here. I love opening my journal. My planner. I love seeing this picture of pork chop, okay? I love lemons. I'm drinking my lemon water. I'm looking at the flowers, I'm just taking everything in. I love the way these stickers feel. I love this little Stanley Cup sticker right here in this matcha. And I love this name. My initial and trimmed in gold. Like, really take time to slow down and notice the beauty in everything. Notice the beauty in everything, right? I love this little Bible. I love how compact it is. I love the cover. It feels really, really soft. I like the zipper element of it so I don't, it doesn't fall out. And it has this pretty satin pink ribbon in it. And listen, when you start really taking the time to just notice everything around you, I love this room. I love how soft this blanket feels. I love this colors, all these colors on this dress. You will stay grounded in the present moment, and you won't have time to worry about tomorrow. Good morning, Miss Angela. You won't have time to think about those other things when you notice the beauty that God has brought you right now. Surrender tomorrow again and again. Oops. Surrender isn't one and done. It is not. Good morning, Miss Patrice. Happy Wednesday. Surrender isn't one and done. It's moment by moment. And it really, really is. Every day. Sometimes every hour. Sometimes every other minute. I'm like, surrender. Lord, I surrender. I start thinking about something and my mind start racing. And then I'll be like, you know what, Lord, I surrender. I surrender. I don't know why I'm thinking about it. I surrender. Like, you really have to sometimes declare that, okay? All the time. All the time. When the future storm tries to invade your mind, whisper, this is not my burden today. Then actively hand it to God in prayer. This is not my burden today. As a mom, I say that often. I say that often. I'm like, the kids will bring you something. You know what? I don't have time to worry about this today. Have you ever said that? I don't have time. You know what? I don't have time to think about this today. I don't have time for this today. We gonna think about that tomorrow. We're gonna worry about that tomorrow. I don't got time today. It's okay. It's okay. So that is our devotional, ladies. I told y'all I was getting us done because, baby, when Pork Chop get here, if he's up, if he sleep, it's good. But if he's up, he don't be sitting down and being still. He be all over the place. But I hope that helped y'all. That whole quote really, really, really helped me. Stop being miserable before it's time. Stop inflicting yourself twice, okay? Possibly twice, because guess what? You could be getting upset and it never even happened. You could be stressing yourself out for something that never even happened. Like, why would you want to do that to yourself? Why would you want to do that to your body? Because let me tell you, I told y'all before, the main reason why I believe I got cancer is because of the stress that I had in my life, the stress that I was putting on myself. Because you know how they say, and this is true, we may not like it, but this is true. You know how people be like, I let that man waste so many years of my life, da 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 da. No, you didn't. You wasted it. you wasted, or will they be like, he wasted so many years? No. You wasted those years, because every day, every minute, sometimes every second, you get to make a decision about what you want to allow and what you don't want to allow. Um, of course, there are some things that cannot be helped, but we can maybe not necessarily totally eliminate the stress, but we can alleviate it. We can alleviate it by praying. We can alleviate it by getting in our Bible. We can alleviate it by talking to people that have wisdom, by asking God for wisdom, by coming in our circle, by asking people to pray for us, asking God, to walk with us, surrendering it to Him, truly handing it over to Him and taking your hands off and saying, you know what, Lord, I don't know what to do. I can't figure this out. We all get to make those decisions as much as we breathe. You get to make that decision. So what decision are you making? Are you making a decision to stress out about something that hasn't even happened? Or even if it has, to continue to stress out about it? I told y'all before, when I got sick, I was like, if I die, of course I didn't want to die. I wasn't ready to die, but I was accepting the fact that if that was God's will, that I had to be at peace with it. Because what else was I going to do? What else was I going to do? Of course I was going to fight. I was going to do everything that was medically possible. I was going to lean on, God's word. I was going to affirm that I was whole and healed. But if it came down to it, because I'm pretty sure there are plenty of people that did that and they still are not here with us, right? If it came down to it, I had to accept the fact that I wasn't going to be here anymore. And that I also believe that if I wasn't here anymore, that something good was going to come of it. Something good. Maybe my kids was going to get a big payout. I don't know what it was going to be, but I knew something good would have came out of it, because that's how God works. That's how God works. Even if we don't know what that good is, it may not even be for us, right? It may not be for our immediate family. It just may be for the good of His kingdom. I don't know, but I knew something good was going to come out of it. And that's honestly how I try to walk through life. Like I said, I'm a human being, and things get me down at times, and I be stressed and I be worried sometimes, but then I get back and I be like, you know what, this man totally healed me of stage 4 cancer, and if he chooses to, and if this were to come back, he could do it again, and if not, something good will come out of it, because that's the way my Lord works. All right. So anyway, I hope this helped y'all. It helped me. I will be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. I'm gonna be on time, y'all. I was on time, but I'm saying I ain't gonna be slow like I was during the summer. We back in the swing of things. Y'all. But yeah, I will be trying to start the devotional no later than 7:05, just so we can get through it, just in case my little visitor comes soon. Sooner than later. But I hope y'all been well. I miss y'all. I miss doing this devotional. Y'all just don't understand how much this helps me. I'm so grateful for y'all. I'm so happy to be back with y'all. I really, really am. I enjoyed my little time off, but I'm happy. I'm happy to be back. I'm glad. Oh, and so I'm thinking we're gonna do the evening devotional starting next week. I think we're gonna do it on Thursday evening. Maybe I'll do a vote so we can do a poll. I have to catch my beginning. Oh, that's okay. Miss Teacher, I was reading your comments, cracking up, because you was like, no, stay. Yeah, I took a little vacay. Just I needed to prepare for this back to school and embrace myself, because I'm keeping pork chop every day. His other granny, she got she went to nursing school, so now she's a nurse at a school. And she's used to like having her own schedule and running her own business, so it's funny. But so now I don't get, like, usually I would, last year I kept pork chop like 2 or 3 days a week. She would keep them 2 or 3 days, or I would keep them 2 or 3 days. And now he's every day. Yeah. And him and this puppy, baby, they trying to run me ragged. But I don't let that puppy run me ragged. That I'll be like, that's my husband puppy. It's not my puppy. I mean, he live here and everything, but he live here and everything. And let me tell y'all, my husband love that dog. That man love that dog. Love him. And who else love him? Who said that they didn't want no dog? My father-in-law. Love that dog. Be out there early in the morning with the dog. I hear him outside because I walk Riley to the bus stop. He be outside. Ooh, you did good. I'm so proud of you. I be like, these men and these dogs. That's my dog. That's my dog too. He live here. I just say that. He live here. All right, I won't keep y'all. I pray and intend that you have the most amazing Wednesday. I will see y'all tomorrow. Remember, we don't do the devotions on Friday, so I'll see y'all tomorrow at 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. I love y'all. Have the most amazing day. Bye.